Hello friends. Welcome back to the CiBillion. And today we will be talking about why being poor is much harder than being rich. Now, there is a very catchy quote that's making round on the internet, and it goes like this: being rich is hard, being poor is hard. So, choose your hard. Now, without a doubt, it's a very logical and practical quote, unlike other inspirational quotes that we see on a daily basis. And it really made us think that, of course, being rich is hard because you have to do many things for many years in order to actually get wealthy. But then comes the second part, and I think that being poor is also hard, or I should say harder, because I have seen my share of it, so I know by experience that it is harder. But then, if you look at today's society, how many people are actually wealthy or at least trying to be wealthy? Not many, right? What really made us think is that why people are happy being just average, or why aren't they encouraging their young ones to achieve financial freedom rather than being stuck on the same rat race forever. I know many people see this kind of mindset as greedy or money minded, but how is that wrong? Is it wrong to want more from your life? Is it wrong if you want a more comfortable life? Is it wrong if you want to give your loved ones anything that they wish? Is it wrong to be financially secure rather than being one paycheck away from bankruptcy and living in constant fear? If your answer is yes to any of those above questions, then I insist you to leave this video immediately because I don't want to break your bubble that you are living in. But if you're still here, then stay tuned and please keep on watching. Now, first of all, we will talk about why being rich is actually hard. As you all know that getting rich is hard and staying rich is even harder, as you need to maintain that wealth as well as increase it over time. Wealthy people generally remain wealthy because they know the value of money as they spend it wisely and invest it even more wisely. As a person who is trying to make it big, I can confirm that yes, getting rich is very hard indeed. You need to put in hours and hours of hard work. You got to be consistent in anything that you are trying to do, even when there are no visible results. You just have to keep your head down and keep hustling. The biggest hurdle you can face while hustling for the top is resistance from your friends and family as they try to stop you from taking risks and using different ways which are a lot safer than them. Actually, it can vary from person to person, but it was the case for me, and I think most Asians can relate to me as well. The thing is that it's a long term game, and our older generation sometimes fails to see the vision you want them to see, and that's why they want you to do the same thing like the rest of the society. Outside factors also play a huge role in making things tough, like the COVID 19 pandemic situation we faced in 2020. The pandemic was a prime example of that, and I'm saying this because it completely ended the startup we were going to launch. As I said earlier, that getting rich is one thing and staying rich is another. You need to protect your wealth from various things, and you also need to keep investing and keep generating more of those green bills. But many people get rich and then fail to retain their wealth. Lottery winners are the ideal example here. Now, there are many entrepreneurs as well who made billions but later filed for bankruptcy. The best example I can give you is of an apparel store chain who thought they can be of the same age throughout but failed to do that. Of course, rich and wealthy have their own share of problems, but at least they don't have any money related problems, and most problems are money related when you don't have money. Now, it's a given that being poor is hard, but still people refuse to acknowledge that and somewhat take pride in the fact that they are poor. But here's the truth: there is no nobility in being poor. Now, this is a phrase that is said by Leonardo DiCaprio in the well known movie Wolf of the Wall Street. That movie says it all. The hero got rich, and not just rich, but filthy rich, and still got problems. You see, being rich doesn't mean that all your problems will end completely, but you will never see him worrying about whether he'll get food tonight or not, or maybe worrying about mortgages. People think that being poor is a good thing, and it is what makes them noble. But in the wise words of Aristotle, poverty is the parent of crime. Now, we are not blaming that poor people are criminals, nor we are saying that all criminals are poor. But what we are trying to say is that poverty is one of the biggest reasons behind crime, and we are not just making this up. Just type reasons behind crime on Google and you'll get a lot of articles, and poverty might be the top reason according to those articles. Movies make a huge contribution in demonizing the rich, especially Bollywood movies where the rich is always from a rich family or he is a very rich person who uses his money to create problems for our hero who is obviously a poor guy or is from a poor family. I mean, you can't get any more biased than that. People usually don't know the actual things that rich people do. They are the ones who create jobs. They are the ones who create lot of value in the marketplace by which everyone is benefited. They are the ones who donate their money to noble causes so that the world can become a better place to live for everyone. People like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Ratan Tata, and Azim Premji are the prime example of all the things I said above, as they donated a fair share of their net worth just for the sake of humanity. So tell me, are they not noble or are they bad people just like they show you in the movies? No, they are good people. Poverty itself is not a single problem, but it comes with many difficulties which people face, like basic food expenses, tuition fees of their children, mortgages, and many more. I am telling you all of this because these are some of the problems that I faced too. Now, we made this video not to make fun of poverty or poor people, but to tell that being poor is not a very noble thing and that it deprives you of many things that you can enjoy in this life. After all, we all have just one life. Why not make the most of it? And if we see money just as a tool, we can really see the value of money rather than thinking of it as a root of all evil. Many rich people that we see today are not heirs of billion-dollar empires, but they're self-made instead, and then there are people like us who are trying to be there. But the first thing you can do is to change your mindset, because as long as you think that being poor is good and being rich is bad, you can never be rich, because everything starts with a clear mindset. We hope that we didn't offend anybody, as that was never our intention. But if we manage to change the mindset of even one person, then we will consider that this video did its job. Now, thank you for being with us until the end, and we'll meet you in the next one.